If you're over 60, one wrong choice at the grocery store could be quietly sabotaging your health. The milk or healthy, plant-based drink sitting in your fridge might look harmless, but hidden sugars, missing nutrients, and sneaky additives can slowly chip away at your bones, spike your blood sugar, and leave you more vulnerable to the diseases we all fear most: osteoporosis, diabetes, even heart problems. Most people never realize the damage until it's too late. That's why today we're breaking down the most common mistakes seniors make when choosing milk, and more importantly, the smarter options doctors actually recommend for stronger bones, better digestion, steadier blood sugar, and long-term health. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe so you don't miss the practical, science-backed health tips that can keep you feeling younger longer. 3 common mistakes when choosing milk after 60. Mistake #1. No added sugar, but still spiking your blood sugar, oat milk and enzymes. Oat milk looks like a smart choice, dairy-free, creamy, and often marketed as no added sugar. But here's what most people don't know. During processing, manufacturers add an enzyme called amylase. This breaks down oat starch into maltose, a simple sugar with a very high glycemic index. Even if the label says unsweetened, a cup of oat milk often carries 1424 grams of carbs, more than cow's milk or soy milk. Its glycemic index usually falls in the 55-65 range, high enough to cause spikes in older adults whose insulin sensitivity has naturally declined. For seniors, that means energy crashes, more belly fat, and higher diabetes risk. To reduce the impact, pick unsweetened oat milk. Pair it with protein or fiber to blunt the blood sugar surge. Rotate with soy or cow's milk if you tolerate them, since both have a steadier effect. The key lesson: no added sugar doesn't mean blood sugar friendly. Mistake #2, ignoring fortification. Plant-based milks are popular: almond, cashew, hemp, oat. But many are not fortified with calcium and vitamin D, and that's a major problem for seniors. After 60, bone density declines. Muscles weaken faster, and nerves rely on steady calcium and vitamin D intake. Cow's milk naturally provides around 300 mg of calcium per cup plus added vitamin D, but some plant milks supply only a few milligrams if unfortified, basically flavored water with no bone benefits. The Harvard Nutrition source stresses: check labels. Look for 25–30% of daily calcium and vitamin D per serving. Without it, you're not protecting your bones or muscles. I've seen patients who switched to almond milk, assuming it was healthier, only to lose bone density because the brand wasn't fortified. Once they moved to fortified versions, bone loss slowed. So when you shop, always ask, is this fortified? If the carton doesn't say, it's not helping your long-term strength. Mistake #3, choosing lactose-free but loaded with sugar and additives. Lactose-free milk sounds like a perfect solution for seniors with digestive sensitivity, but the flavored versions, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, are often a hidden sugar trap. Just 1 cup may contain 10–20 grams of added sugar, equal to 2–4 teaspoons. According to the American Heart Association, older women should stay under 25 grams of added sugar daily, men under 36 grams. 2 glasses of flavored milk can max out your entire limit. Worse, many products use stabilizers, emulsifiers, and hydrogenated oils to create that creamy texture. For some people, these ingredients irritate digestion instead of improving it. Others rely on artificial sweeteners, which may disrupt gut bacteria and increase cravings. The safer route: choose plain, unsweetened, lactose-free milk. If you miss flavor, add your own with cinnamon, vanilla extract, or fresh fruit. That way you keep the nutrition without all the extra sugar and chemicals. The bottom line: these 3 mistakes show how labels can mislead. No added sugar, oat milk can still spike your blood sugar. Plant milks without fortification may leave your bones unprotected. Lactose-free flavored milk often delivers more sugar and additives than nutrition. After 60, small choices matter more than ever. The milk you pour in your coffee or cereal impacts blood sugar, bone strength, and digestion. So instead of trusting buzzwords like dairy-free or no sugar, ask 3 simple questions in the grocery aisle. Will this keep my blood sugar stable? Is it fortified with calcium and vitamin D? Am I avoiding unnecessary sugars and additives? Answering those questions honestly can turn milk from a hidden health risk into a daily ally for staying strong, steady, and independent well into later life. 1 for bones and muscle strength, cow's milk or fortified soy milk. When it comes to supporting bone density and preserving muscle mass, cow's milk and fortified soy milk remain 2 of the most reliable options. Both provide a strong nutritional profile. Cow's milk has a low glycemic index, 1530, a solid source of 8 grams of protein per cup, and naturally high calcium. Soy milk, when fortified properly, can offer comparable amounts of calcium and vitamin D while also supplying plant-based protein. Research doesn't show that simply drinking more milk directly prevents fractures. In fact, population studies reveal that fracture rates don't necessarily drop in countries with the highest dairy intake. That means milk should not be seen as a magic bullet, but rather as part of a broader strategy to preserve skeletal health. That strategy includes ensuring adequate protein intake from various foods, engaging in resistance or weight-bearing exercise, which stimulates bone growth and muscle retention, getting vitamin D through sun exposure or supplements if needed. In practice, seniors who tolerate dairy can safely include 1 or 2 servings of cow's milk daily as part of a balanced diet. For those preferring plant-based alternatives, soy milk stands out because its protein content and nutrient fortification make it closer to cow's milk than almond, rice, or oat milk. When shopping, look for cartons labeled with 25–30% daily value of calcium and vitamin D per serving. 2. For gut health and digestive support, unsweetened kefir. Kefir is often described as yogurt on steroids when it comes to probiotics. This fermented milk drink contains a diverse range of beneficial bacteria and yeasts that can repopulate the gut microbiome, improving digestion and supporting overall metabolic health. 1 pilot clinical study even found that daily kefir improved hip bone mineral density in patients with osteoporosis after 6 months. While the research is still early, it's a promising sign that gut health and bone health may be more connected than we once thought. To get the most benefit, choose unsweetened kefir. Many commercial brands add fruit purees, cane sugar, or honey, which cancel out its metabolic advantages. For seniors managing blood sugar or weight, the plain version is best. You can always add your own flavor with cinnamon, cocoa powder, or fresh berries. For individuals sensitive to standard cow's milk, kefir made from a 2 cow's milk or goat's milk is sometimes easier on digestion. Both options contain proteins that are less likely to cause bloating or discomfort. Kefir can be used as a breakfast drink, blended into smoothies, or even poured over oats. Just 4–6 ounces a few times per week is enough to seed the gut with new probiotic strains. 3. For blood sugar control and low-grade inflammation, unsweetened almond milk, fortified. For older adults focused on stabilizing blood sugar, unsweetened almond milk is an excellent choice. Unlike oat milk, which often spikes glucose due to its natural starches and enzymatic processing, almond milk is naturally low in carbohydrates. 1 cup usually contains 1–2 grams of carbs, compared to 12–15 grams in cow's milk or 14–24 grams in oat milk. This makes almond milk particularly helpful for seniors with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or metabolic syndrome. When fortified, it can also supply important micronutrients such as calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium, which play a role in both bone health and inflammation regulation. Still, the quality of almond milk varies dramatically. Many brands bulk up their products with gums, thickeners, and stabilizers. In small amounts, these aren't harmful, but excessive additives can sometimes cause digestive discomfort. Reading labels is key. Look for brands with a short ingredient list: almonds, water, calcium carbonate, vitamin D, and maybe a touch of salt. Unsweetened almond milk works well in smoothies, with cereal, or as a coffee creamer. Just be cautious not to assume that almond automatically means healthy. The benefits really depend on whether it's fortified and free of unnecessary sugars. 4. For dairy sensitivities, a 2 milk or goat's milk, Some seniors find that traditional cow's milk leaves them feeling bloated, gassy, or sluggish. This reaction is not always due to lactose intolerance. It may be sensitivity to the A1 beta-casein protein found in most commercial dairy. A growing number of small randomized controlled trials suggest that replacing A1 milk with A2 milk can significantly reduce digestive discomfort in sensitive individuals. Some studies even show improvements in cognitive processing speed and reduced inflammatory markers. However, the evidence is still evolving, and researchers caution against making broad claims about long-term disease prevention. Goat's milk is another option, as it naturally contains mostly A2 protein. Many people report that it feels lighter and easier to digest, though its flavor can be stronger than cow's milk. Nutritionally, goat's milk is rich in calcium and phosphorus, making it a solid alternative for bone support. While neither A2 nor goat's milk is a guaranteed solution, both are worth trying for those who experience discomfort with standard milk but want to keep dairy in their diet. Start small, monitor how your body responds, and consider rotating these options with fortified plant-based choices for balance. 3. UHT vs. Pasteurization. One of the biggest debates around milk is whether UHT ultra-high temperature processing is better or worse than traditional pasteurization. With UHT, milk is heated to a much higher temperature for a short time, which extends shelf life dramatically. Pasteurized milk, on the other hand, is heated at a lower temperature, keeping it fresher for only a week or so. The concern comes from the fact that UHT changes the protein structure in milk. Proteins denature and may digest differently compared to pasteurized milk. Some researchers suggest this altered digestion could affect nutrient absorption, satiety, or even gut comfort. However, the science is not conclusive. Right now, there is no strong clinical evidence showing that UHT milk harms older adults. For most seniors, UHT and pasteurized milk provide the same core nutrients, protein, calcium, and vitamin D if fortified, but the experience can feel different. Some people report that UHT milk makes them bloated or uncomfortable, even when lactose intolerance is not the issue. If you're one of those people, there are practical steps to take. Try switching to pasteurized milk for a week or two to see if symptoms improve. Experiment with fermented options like kefir or yogurt. Fermentation breaks down proteins and lactose, making them easier on the digestive system. Keep a food journal. Track what kind of milk you drink and how you feel afterward. This can help you identify patterns and make more confident decisions. Ultimately, UHT is not bad milk, but it may not suit everyone. Think of it less as a health hazard and more as a personal tolerance issue. Phytates in oat milk. Another hot topic is the role of phytates in oat milk. Phytates, also called phytic acid, are natural compounds found in many plant foods, including oats, beans, and nuts. They bind to minerals like calcium, zinc, and iron, which can reduce absorption in the gut. This sounds alarming, especially for older adults who need strong bones and good mineral status. But the reality is more nuanced. First, the amount of phytate in a cup of oat milk is not huge compared to whole grains or beans in the diet. Second, food technology has ways to reduce phytate content effectively. Oat milk that goes through malting, sprouting, or fermentation with enzymes or yeast has significantly lower phytate levels compared to oat milk made from simply soaking oats in water. For consumers, the practical takeaway is this: not all oat milks are created equal. If mineral absorption is a concern, say for someone with osteoporosis, it's wise to choose oat milk that's fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Look for brands that mention enzyme treatment, sprouting, or fermentation in their process. Pair oat milk with other mineral-rich foods in your diet, like leafy greens, beans, nuts, or fortified cereals. Also, remember that the effect of phytates is relative. If you already have a balanced diet and get enough minerals, the small reduction in absorption from oat milk is unlikely to cause deficiency. But for seniors who are borderline on calcium or iron, it could matter more. My recommendation: after reviewing the debates, my advice is straightforward. Don't fear UHT milk. unless you personally feel discomfort. UHT and pasteurized milk offer essentially the same nutrition. If your stomach feels uneasy with UHT, try switching or go with fermented dairy. Don't dismiss oat milk. Yes, phytates exist, but fortification and processing techniques greatly reduce their impact. The bigger concern with oat milk is actually its carbohydrate content and glycemic effect, not phytates. Personalize your choice. At the end of the day, the best milk for you is the one that fits your digestion, your health needs, and your overall diet pattern. For some, that's cow's milk. For others, it's fortified soy, kefir, or carefully chosen oat milk. Science evolves, and debates will continue. But what we know right now is that balance, variety, and personal comfort matter more than picking sides in the UHT versus pasteurization or phytate debate. At the end of the day, choosing the right milk, whether dairy or plant-based, comes down to a few simple habits. Read the label carefully, aim for zero added sugar, check for fortification, and make sure the protein supports your goals. Beyond the numbers, listen to your body. If something leaves you feeling bloated or sluggish, there are always alternatives like a 2-milk, kefir, or fortified plant-based options that may work better. If this breakdown helped you feel more confident about what to buy on your next grocery trip, do me a favor, hit the like button. Share this video with a friend who cares about their health, and subscribe for more doctor-backed tips on eating, aging, and living well. Thank you for watching all the way through, and I'll see you in the next video.